Welcome to this 5-module training course on a practical guide to UK data protection law. This course is designed for all staff working in an educational setting where handling personal data is part of daily tasks. At the end of each module, you'll find a quiz to help your school demonstrate your understanding of key topics, such as the importance of protecting personal data. What is meant by personal data and data protection? Risks associated with processing personal data in schools. Your responsibilities in safeguarding personal data. Though we reference the term school throughout this course, the information is equally relevant to preschool settings, colleges, and universities. Protecting personal data is crucial for everyone. We all expect the organizations we share our personal data with to handle it responsibly, limit access to it, and protect it from loss, unauthorized access, or cyber attacks. This responsibility is just as important in schools, where personal data from staff, pupils, parents, and visitors, referred to as data subjects in data protection terms, must be safeguarded. Schools need to understand how the collection and use of personal data can create risks that may result in harm to data subjects. Once understood, those risks can then be managed. For example, schools use technology, such as software or applications facilitated by educational technology providers, also known as EdTech. The school uses EdTech to empower teachers and reinforce student learning, which necessarily requires collecting the name, age, and email address of pupils and students. EdTech is commonly designed as a game, to heighten engagement and improve educational outcomes. However, if we use too much EdTech in school, we are creating risks such as amplifying addiction to technology and increasing digital profiling, which can lead to discrimination, deindividualization, and stereotyping. By understanding when games-based learning is being used in our school, the frequency of when children are exposed to it during the school day, and what we are asking for homework, we can measure and manage the risk of the school contributing to the common problem of technology addiction. Profiling, or the automated processing of personal data of pupils and students to learn about their preferences, predict their behavior or make decisions about them, may also be minimized or avoided by vetting EdTech providers. Understanding how they operate, and how decision-making arises through their software and applications. As school staff, you may access personal data through emails, documents, or even conversations. In each case, it's your responsibility to protect this information, whether that means using multi-factor authentication, securing hard copies, or safeguarding IT systems against cyber threats. In all instances, school staff have a responsibility and accountability for appropriately protecting personal data that is disclosed to them, or which they have access to. Protecting personal data comes in many forms such as multi-factor authentication on email inboxes and online systems, keeping hard copies secure in filing cabinets or folders, and ensuring IT systems are not vulnerable to a cyber attack. What does personal data mean? Personal data includes any information that identifies an individual. This ranges from basic details like a name or email address to more sensitive data, such as salary, disciplinary records, child protection information, or bank account information. In countries such as the UK, certain types of data are recognized under the law as sensitive or special category, due to their nature, as their processing could create significant risks to the fundamental rights and freedoms of data subjects. These may include information such as health data, trade union membership, religious beliefs, or political opinions. Data protection and privacy in schools. The terms data protection and privacy are often used interchangeably, but they are not the same. Privacy refers to the right a person has to be left alone, free from intrusion, and is a person's ability to determine when, how, and to what extent their personal data is accessed by or shared with others. Data protection, on the other hand, refers to the actual measures applied to safeguard personal data, including making sure that you are being fair and responsible when processing data subjects' personal data, whether they are located within or outside your country. This also includes you and your colleagues, which means that your school should take steps to make sure that your personal data and other staff members are also processed appropriately. Other important terms that are frequently used in data protection are data subjects and processing. A data subject is a person, an identified or identifiable living individual to whom personal data relates. As seen before, this includes staff, pupils, students, parents, visitors, and anyone else. Processing is simply a catch-all term to describe all the things that could be done to personal data. This includes collecting, recording, organizing, structuring, storing, using, handling, deleting or archiving personal data, among many others. Processing is a word that's commonly used in data protection, and just means doing something with personal data. Here are some examples of processing. Collecting the names and addresses of people interested in hearing more about your school. Recording videos of people with CCTV surveillance cameras. Storing records of safeguarding data. Maintaining information in a student file. Transferring examination results to another organization. Sending information to the personal email addresses of alumni about fundraising or social events. Sharing vital medical records with health professionals. These are just some examples of processing personal data. In short, doing almost anything with personal data can be described as processing. The school leadership, such as the board or governing body, have ultimate accountability and responsibility for data protection. However, through training such as this, the responsibilities and accountabilities of the highest level of school management are devolved to every member of staff. You are responsible and accountable for the appropriate use of personal data in your care. And it's your responsibility to follow the school's data protection and privacy policies, processes, and procedures to maintain compliance with the law. As we conclude this module, remember that data protection is not just a legal obligation. It's about respecting and protecting everyone's personal data in your school community. By understanding what personal data is and how it should be handled, you're helping to safeguard the rights of pupils, parents, and colleagues from any consequences of misuse of their personal data. By understanding the types of personal data and how it's processed, you can protect pupils and students, parents, and colleagues from any consequences of misuse of their personal data.